Hello, it is Ashley Casper with another watercolor journal tutorial. Today we're going to be going over how to do a rainbow troll. And this troll was inspired, I don't know if you remember the toy trolls from back in the 90s. Of course, everybody probably knows of the Trolls movie that they have, which was kind of based on those toys. And I loved playing with trolls when I was a kid, and I actually have one that is in my bedroom, and I see it every morning, and it's wearing little surfer shorts with yellow sunglasses, and it has yellow crazy hair. And so that's really what inspired this. I wanted to try my hand at drawing a troll, and this one isn't exactly like the trolls, it's a little different. And I wanted him to have a little bit of an Amazonian feel. I gave him kind of like a loincloth, I guess you could say. So the feet were kind of fun to draw. I did look at some images to help me with that, so you can just kind of follow through what I'm doing. And here we are with the hands. I saw a meme the other day that said, it was basically like, you know, the little character in the meme had drawn this beautiful image. It was a really awesome image, but she was covering it all up and like, look at this hand that I draw. Just ignore everything else, but look at this hand that I just drew. And I can relate to that because hands are very much a challenge for me. Hands, feet, extremities, proportions, some of that. Like, I'm a self-taught artist, so this is not perfect by any means. And I actually encourage, you know, non-perfect art, at least for people to just step out of their comfort zone and give it a try. So I don't really know how to talk through my sketching, so I'm just kind of chatting with you guys until we get to the painting part. I'm just kind of sketching out this image that I have and playing around with these ears. I'm still not 100% happy with the ears, but ears are another one. I feel like ears are all about the shading to get the right look that you want to get. And the paper in my journal is not the greatest for sketching. As I was erasing, it was like kind of tearing up the paper, so I had to be really gentle. And I probably won't do too many sketched images in this journal after this one. I did one other troll. So here I am actually getting into the watercolors now. So I'm dry, what they call dry brushing at this point. Well, it's a wet brush on a dry surface, so I did not add water to the page. I just put the wet paint onto the dry paint paper. And I wanted that belt to be a little rainbowy kind of with multiple colors. So I go back in later. One thing with watercolors, when you're doing kind of intricate images like this, in the past I've just kind of been doing abstract things, so sometimes I would want the colors to blend and others I wouldn't. And there was a lot of, you know, worrying about the colors blending on the edges of these lines, so I sped it up and cut out some of the areas where I was letting things dry and using my blow dryer to help me along. But I'm just getting that first layer of blue down. I wanted a blue troll. I did end up getting some paint on the part of the eyeball that was supposed to stay white, and I was able to just wipe it off pretty quickly. And that was supposed to be pink, and it turned out a lot more purple than I wanted it, but I decided to just go with it. I really wanted it to have more like brighter pink cheeks. Sometimes you just gotta go with it. I attempted some shadowing here. Again, not a pro. I'm just playing around to add some depth to my image. I'm trying to imagine, you know, I imagine looking at something in the light, hitting it, and where the shadows are gonna be and the darker areas. So that's kind of what I did. I did the inside of the hands, inside of the legs, across the ankle where there's gonna be a crease, and then of course the inside of the arms and underneath the head. And I ended up kind of undoing everything that I did there on the body, and there wasn't as much shadowing at the end of it because I ended up doing another layer of blue, which you'll see in a minute. I love those bushy pink eyebrows. They just make me so happy. So this was really fun. Doing the eyes was a lot of fun. I wanted to do orange, but I wanted the light glimmer to really bring out some yellow in it too. So with the orange still wet, I added the yellow and then blended the edges of the yellow and the orange together. And then I started to make a mistake here. I started to do the pupils without allowing the orange and the yellow to dry. If I had touched the edge of that orange with the black paint, I would have totally messed up my eyes. So I'm really thankful that I acknowledged that before it got too late, and I used the blow dryer to help me speed up the drying. Added some more pinkish purple to that nose. Look at that nose. It's just so cute. You just want to boop it. And so this is kind of where I was attempting to do some more shading, but ended up just coloring him a little darker. Sometimes you just gotta go with it. You make little, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Bob Ross would say the happy little mistakes. You just go with it. I like the way the rainbow belt turned out. I added some red and greens in there, and I feel like the red really pulled it together. And so then the fun part, the hair, and I just started if I had to do it again, I would definitely do it differently. But this was the first time, so just going in different areas with the same colors so that I wouldn't have to wet and keep cleaning my brush. And so I did the yellow, and I don't know what I was thinking with not making those hairs attached to the head. I guess I was thinking light on other colors or something. And so just kind of coloring in and letting it be wild and be free. I just love his hair, and I love the way it turned out. It's perfectly imperfect. I used the blow dryer a lot during this so that I could get the colors to not blend, because I really wanted him to have very different colors. I didn't want any of the colors to blend. So drying was a big part of in between every color. Okay, now that the dog has stopped barking, we can continue. So I added purple, and I wanted that purple to be more vibrant, so I went in and added more pigment into that water. I just love the way it's turning out. And this was where it got a little crazy, was trying to think of how things would be layered. And this is kind of why I think I would do it differently. I think I would draw out the hair first. If I were doing this, to really figure out where I was going to have what colors. I would probably plan it, honestly, I'd be a little anal about it and probably plan it more like a paint by numbers type thing, to get the what I had envisioned in my head. But I'm still super happy with how it turned out. Red. So at this point there was a lot of layering over other colors. So dry it all up, all done, and now I'm gonna do the outlining. And what I'm using for the outline is a permanent chalk marker that I found at Dollar General. It was a pack of them. It had silver and bronze, which are not very vibrant colors, by the way, so I wouldn't recommend those if you're looking for a shimmer. I got it for the white, hoping that the white would be really vibrant, but again, the white does not show up very well at all on the colors. But I really like the fine tip black for outlining, and so that's what I'm using here. And I ended up adding little freckles to his cheeks, and there was one area with the hair that I ended up overlapping the lines, and it looks like he's got some transparent hair. I'll point that out in a second. I love seeing the little mistakes that I make and seeing how I can improve for the next time. That's one of the joys of art journaling, is that we get to make mistakes, because, and it's going to happen right there, that little hair right there that is laid on top of the others, and you can see the lines in between. That one is the only one that drives me crazy. Little things that we pick out on ourselves. We are our worst critic. So that was one thing that, I would have changed about this, and kind of planning out the hair beforehand, but this was a lot of fun. It was really so much fun to just be free with it. But as I was saying, our art journals are meant for that. And our rainbow troll is complete. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you give this a try, and if you do, share it with me. I'd love to see it. But thank you again, and I want to let you know you can grab some really awesome freebies at my website by subscribing to my email list at theashleycasper.com. Thanks again. Have an awesome day, and have fun in your art journal.